everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to another ASMR video. This is kind of a special edition ASMR video because it's also a get ready with me and also a story time. I haven't done a story time yet, and I feel like this is the perfect opportunity. Just me sitting down, doing some ASMR, doing a get ready with me, and just telling you guys what the heck happened. If the angle keeps changing, is because my phone does not, like my tripod does not want to hold my phone, and my phone is too heavy for this tripod. So let's start from the beginning. It was the last week of exams, so basically like the last week of June, and I was hanging out with my friend at the mall, and also like we had like a study date before all of this happened, and after the study date, the Erasmus student at my Spanish class, who basically is actually a Spanish guy, joined us because it was technically also his last week in Romania, all in all. So we were like, let's hang out because, you know, the Erasmus experience and stuff like that. It doesn't really like, I just wanted to, you know, set the setting to, you know, this was who I was with. And I had my textbooks with me, so this is why I mentioned that. I had a study day with my friend because it's very important to know that I have textbooks with me, and I had basically my purse and a tote bag with those textbooks. So I'm going to say why this is important later on. So like at the end of our, like we ate, we drank some coffee and stuff like that, and at the end of this hangout, I was like, yo guys, I want to check out Bath and Body Works because they have like, you know, what do you call it, sales in the summer. So I was like, I want to check out Bath and Body Works to see what kind of sales they have right now and stuff like that. So we went in, didn't really find anything. I was really disappointed. And then when I, you know, went to exit this particular mall, had like a very tiny Bath and Body Works, and the entrance had like a big ass shelf right in the middle of it, and like entrance, but it was also the exit, and there the exits like, you know, separating like this big, and here you had products, here you had the biggest shelf, and you were supposed to like squeeze in here. And mind you, I'm not fat, but I did have things with me, and I did have to, you know, like scooch in, and it was also quite busy in the shop. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. We were like about to exit, and right as I was about to exit, my friends were like in front of me. They couldn't really help me with anything in this situation. Right as I exited, I hear a shattering sound, and I froze in place, which was a grave mistake on my part. I look to my left, and I see like this older woman having her hands like on the candles on display, and I look down and see a candle shattered on the floor. I didn't even have like a moment to process the situation because the worker there, the bitch ass worker, and I have a very big problem with that person because the way she handled that situation was extremely unprofessional. Literally pulled me and said, yeah, you have to pay for it. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? No, the heck I don't. And it's really bad that I'm not like argumentative. Like I'm a very shy individual. I have pretty bad social anxiety, and it, you know, I didn't really know how to fight for my right, I guess. And my dumbass actually, paid for it. But right, like when we were on our way to the register, I asked the girl there, the person, the cashier, whatever. I asked her, can we not look at camera footage? Can you not look at the camera footage? And she ignored my questions, and my dumbass paid for it. Mind you, it was not cheap. I'm a broke college student. That freaking candle could have paid for 3 days of meals for me. So, I curse on the way to the subway. Actually, no, we were just running in circles through the mall. I was cursing. I was, very, very mad, as I should. And I called my mom to, tell her, look, mom, what happened, not thinking that my mom was going to save the day. So my mom was like, girl, go back, and put me on speaker. And she basically said, because the worker was like, we do not have access to the camera footage, only the police has. And my mom was like, okay, who do you want to call the police, you or us? And I was like, ooh, okay, mom, okay, you kind of ate that. And then the worker said, oh, actually, our supervisor can look at the camera footage, but she's not here right now. And my mom was like, okay, does she come into work tomorrow? And the girl was like, yeah. So my mom was like, okay, I'm gonna leave a phone number. Go ahead and call us tomorrow. So they take a picture of my receipt. I keep the candle in my bag, which mind you was very heavy at that point. And she's like, okay, we're gonna call you tomorrow, because I leave both mine and my mom's phone numbers. And I also took the particulars locations phone number from Google Maps and gave it to my mom, too, because my mom was like, give me their phone number. Also, the woman was so bitchy because she was like calling her supervisor and stuff, being like, yeah, and there's the particular customer who and there's this girl, actually she didn't call me a customer, there's this girl that broke a candle, and her mother is yelling at me on the phone. Actually not, she didn't say yelling, and she's with her mother on the phone, and they're complaining about it. Can you check it out tomorrow? And she was very bitchy and had this very insensitive attitude towards me. And you don't understand, I wouldn't necessarily care if she actually accused me by mistake, but the way she handled the situation, the public humiliation, because there were people stopping and staring and stuff like that. And while my mom was fighting with this woman on the phone, a customer, another girl, stopped me and was like, hey, I don't know if this is of any help to you, but when I heard that shattering sound, I saw that woman first and then you. And I was like, interesting, thank you for telling me. So, but that technically wouldn't prove anything, but at least it kind of made me not feel so crazy. So, after this whole situation, I go to the subway station with my friends. My mom calls me a few more times. I go with my friends to the subway station. We missed 5 subways. I was chilling on the seats because my feet were hurting because I was wearing Converse heels, and I'm not that used to wearing heels. And also, I didn't realize that I was going to be running around because someone decided to, not investigate properly and point the blame at me. I look like a bald cat. Erasmus student left and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I don't know if you're gonna ever forget this. And I was with my friend, and we were going to they apparently looked at the footage. Okay, so not even 40 minutes passed. They looked at the footage. They told me that the offer to get your money back is only available for today until the store closes, you know. And I was like, okay, what the heck? I go with my friend, and the lady is there, and she's like, oh yeah, there you are. Give me the receipt and your candle, please. So we looked at the footage, and you are to blame here, but we could see that you didn't do this on purpose, and you are a very special case. And it was said, like, we talked to the higher ups, and they said that you can be forgiven, and we can, you know, turn a new page and not make you pay and give your money back, because it's a very special case, and we can see that you did that it was an honest mistake, and that you didn't do it on purpose. And my face was like, yeah, because I'm sorry, but how many people do you see on a daily basis, you know, like ruining stuff in a store, laughing in the worker's face on purpose, or, you know, like, that did not make any sense to me, because what the heck? So I was like, just, yeah, okay, thank you. I said thank you, you know. And I think if I knew for sure, you know, for sure, I would have, you know, said I want to see the footage. Like, I would have pressed them about it. But I didn't want to try my luck, because I, you know, wanted to get my money back first of all. But I do call bullshit for that. I feel like the camera footage was not that clear, and they couldn't actually pinpoint who actually knocked over the candle. And if I found out that they made me pay for something unclear, they could get in some serious trouble. My mom and my friends are saying the same thing, because what kind of bullshit excuse is that? And they didn't want to admit that maybe I wasn't actually at fault, and or the fact that it wasn't that clear, and they still didn't have the right to charge me for it. So, moral of the story, don't give your money this freely, and call your mom in situations like this, and be more assertive than me, and also be careful, because, you know, I don't actually know full on if I'm completely innocent in this story, but if I actually did broke that candle, I wouldn't have expected them to give me my money back and say that it was an honest mistake. Girl, of course it was an honest mistake. One of the things that I really found so shitty of that woman, why I mentioned that I did have 2 bags, is because she was telling my mom, like, a lady, she had like 2 bags, and I was like, yeah, okay, I had a purse here on my left side where the candle was, and a tote bag here, but on my right side, there, I could have had like 5 purses, 4 of them being on my right side. Your only concern is what was on my left side, okay? Saying it like, I don't know, she had 5 purses, like, she had 2 bags, like, girl, I had my textbooks with me. I'm not trying to demonize Bath and Body Works as a company fully, like, one shitty experience and one dubious employee is not the whole company, but that could have been handled way differently. So I did my eyeliner off camera because my mom kept interrupting me. So basically, I don't really know where I left off, but basically the situation was on her actress shit. Like she was very, very friendly, very, very civilized, which she wasn't until then. So I feel like she just got yelled at by her supervisors. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as you could. I don't know how ASMR worthy it was though, because I'm very into my stories when I tell them, but I really wanted to say this because it's like this has never happened to me before, and I was like, oh, perfect moment to do a story time. I'm not trying to shit on Bath and Body Works as a company, like as a whole, because I still use their things. I'm gonna spray it right now actually, because it smells really good. It was just my experience, a very isolated case, a very something that has never happened to me before, and I'm sure that it was due to the worker herself and not due to like company policy or the brand in general, because and also the location for being so small, because I was used to going to a much larger Bath and Body Works. This is like a lesson for both me and you, if to stand up for yourself, to call your mom to stand up for you, and to not let like things like this happen, because I am like 99% sure that I wasn't actually at fault there, and if they actually admitted the fact that I wasn't, at fault, they would have been in deeper shit. They would have had like, a fine, because that is basically wrongfully charging someone. So, but because the person, the worker, did not pursue both me and the older lady, and only like went on my ass, they literally, the old lady ran away.